Welcome to the Awesome. I'm Big Roy, and this is the Strike Force Masters Launch Podcast. Here's my co-host, Chewburger84.
Thank you very much, Roy. How are you this week?
I'm doing awesome. How about yourself?
Mate, it's a weird old time, isn't it?
Yes, it is. Crazy times.
Oh my god. So my daughter has chosen this particular time where I haven't really slept well for quite some time anyway, due to phone calls in the middle of the night from work, to go through teething. So that double whammy means there is not enough caffeine in existence. And more importantly, I can't go out and get said caffeine now either because we're on complete lockdown here in Dubai. So, how about you guys over there?
They got most stuff locked down. Still can go out for grocery stores and go to restaurants to pick stuff up and get delivery. But yeah, everything else locked down. Maybe banks are open, but pretty much everything's shut down. You can't gather in groups, or you're not supposed to. I heard some people in other states are doing that and like going to the beach or the parks and just tons of people. So,
are you sure I can't swear on this podcast to describe those people? Because I have a lot of very apt objectives for these morons. Seriously. But look, folks, stay safe out there, stay well, and look, be kind to each other right now, and join the community already. If this is your first time hearing this podcast, head on over to our Discord, Strike Force Masters Launch or Alternate Reality, because we're just trying to check up on each other as much as we can, because while you might be safe and healthy, man, just being locked up in a house by yourself sometimes can take a bit of a toll. So look, look after yourselves.
And wash your hands, don't touch your face. I have to be like extra careful because of my mother, because she is elderly and has the pre-existing health conditions, so I have to doubly make sure I don't catch it, because then I give it to her and then she'd be in real bad shape. So yes, be careful. Don't touch people.
It's going to be really hard for you to have adapted there, like just to stop licking your relatives. I know that was a passion of yours.
Not just relatives.
Oh, you're that guy.
Well,
you're
speaking of
the
idiots,
Michigan molester.
There's been the ones that trying to get fame on the internet by licking toilet seats, and then they caught it. So
yeah,
idiots.
There was that lass on the airplane. I saw that one, and then the other one that decided she'd do a prank and cough all over the meat section, even though she didn't have coronavirus diagnosed at the time. And then when the footage basically came out, that supermarket had to throw out $34,000 worth of meat. So yeah, I look forward to hearing exactly how many charges they bring up against that idiot.
I saw another guy got charged with like 4 felonies for like coughing on people. So yes, throw the book at them. I'm fine with that. People want to be idiots when this is going on. Anyways, we're going to get to positive stuff though.
Absolutely. We're going to talk about Marvel Strike Force in between them.
Yes.
All right, folks. So this is your first time here. This is the Strike Force Masters Launch Podcast. We talk every single week about this game, which is available on iOS and Google Play. And we answer your questions here on this podcast every week. If you'd like to submit your questions, type them into the on-air questions of our Discord channel. And if you have issues finding said Discord channel, either go through one of our YouTube videos on a link or just message me directly at Chewburger84. Now, one of the reasons we're able to keep doing this show every single week with everything going on right now is we have a wonderful community that supports us in a lot of ways. The biggest one, the easiest way for you to support us, if you have a couple of dollars up your sleeve, it does feel a little bit weird shilling this right now, Roy, I got to admit. And that is on Patreon, folks. So look, if you do like the show and you want to flick a couple of dollars our way, you can head on over to www.patreon.com/SFMOL. Tiers starting down from $1. We have weekly calls with our journeyman and master tiers. We answer questions as a priority for those guys and just do what we can to build a little community behind the scenes. So shout outs to our masters and our journeymen this week. So to Sen, Della, Maseo, Bart, Liquid, Dragus, Assassin, Judas, Lord Keen, Moon, Folpsy Schmolpsy, Kane, Spark, Zulu, Jackie246, J Shriver 138, Benicus, and my favorite this week is Tuggernuts. Thanks to our masters and to our journeymen, Andrew M, X23, Beer God, Mookie, Dawkins, Justin, Mikey H, Neil Wiley, Paul Puck, Irish Avenger, Scooter, Yule, Chilbo Swaggins, Cravino, Ticken Arthur, Dun and Dun, Release, Lemon Russ, and Big Spartan 34. Thank you to all of you guys for sticking with us at the moment. We know obviously everyone's doing it a bit tough, but it definitely helps us put aside a little bit of time when, we should be off working on other things, I suppose, in the real world.
Absolutely.
Now, Roy, it wouldn't be an MSF podcast if we didn't have options for the whales and the free-to-play players. So how can people right now help us grow the show without spending a cent during this period.
Yes, you can help us absolutely free by leaving us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. We have so many new ones this week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 new ones. So thank you very much for that, guys. First one from Tim J. Lake. Informative and entertaining. Chew and Roy provide insightful commentary on the game we all love to hate. Oh, wait. No, did I? Oh, no, I didn't read that last week. Okay. Sorry. Chew and Roy provide insightful commentary on the game we all love to hate while keeping it funny and entertaining. I've been listening for a couple of months now, and this has become a pod that I eagerly await for the Discord notification each week. Make Nobu great again? IP man. No, Nobu was never great. Unfortunately.
You don't know. You just don't know how to use him. If you manage your resources better way.
That's right. And if you play it properly, right? Then you can get it done.
Get good, son.
All right, next up from Zyphod. Awesome. First time listening, really enjoyed it. All right, very awesome. Next up from Alt AJR, staying awesome. Great companion to the game, have been listening for a month or so now. Chew and Big Roy have great chemistry, and the information on offer is super insightful. Keep up the good fight, guys. All right. Next up from Boisterous Puppy. Love this. I'm a new listener, so I'm on the new ones. Always full of information. In the meantime, I'm going through the back catalog. Always entertaining. Very awesome. And finally from Turkish 1801, one of the best parts of Marvel Strike Force. Just a great podcast, very fun and informative. Chewie is salty as the ocean, but also hilarious. Roy is a great foil, and I was convinced he was altering his voice for the first several weeks. I would become a patron if I could get a recording of "You Reach Mateo's voicemail, leave a message." Appreciate all the laughs, tips, and news. Thank you. All right, very nice. Big Roy would never alter his voice.
I mean, no one's convinced of this. I mean, we're all pretty sure that you're fake. I mean, for the first year, everyone thought that because I used to do a lot of impressions on my stream, everyone thought that I was just being both of us.
Nice.
Yeah. Good times. Well, thanks for that, guys. It's always good to get those reviews, and good to have some new listeners too, mate. I must say, it's always interesting to see if like people are finding the game right now. Like you're bored, you're at home, you're like, oh god, I'm sick of playing Candy Crush. What am I gonna do?
Yep.
And then you find this, well, in between like all sorts of websites ending in .hub.org, you know.
Right.
All right, I think this is going to be a pretty quick one this week for Red Star Watch. So this section we do talk about Red Stars, which is one of the more heavy gambling mechanics of Marvel Strike Force. So if you are someone who has a predilection to gambling addiction, or you are under the age of 18, skip forward about 2 minutes, because this section is not for you. Did you open the Red Stars this week?
I did not. I am saving up for Black Order, so I'm going to be saving all my stuffs for whenever they come out. I did finally get lucky on Sif and a premium orb, pulled 25. Felt like I won the lottery. And also, I was not getting her in Raid Store at all, so I was refreshing. This is before the big awesome announcement about how they're pushing it back. So I was refreshing the War Store. And then on one reset, she was there, got her, reset, she was there, got her, reset again, and she was there for the third time. So I was like, yes. So that was.
Is that on free resets, or you been coring that?
No, because I was coring before the announcement to make sure I would get there because I was falling behind. But now that they've pushed it back, I will easily get there.
Maybe in the off weeks when we're going towards a new character, maybe we'll be in Red Star Watch, and at the moment we'll just call it More Watch.
Yep.
I say, how close you getting now, More?
Yep.
How are your Asgardians looking for the Black Bolt at the moment? You must be on track now.
Yeah, Hela's at 110 of 130. Sif is at 52 of 130, so I'll easily get 5 because we're getting.
Oh, nice. Do you think you can make 6?
No, no way. Hell, not with the War Store. Unless I get something crazy like 100 Sif pull and a Mega Orb, that'd be the only way.
Did you get your 10 from the anniversary milestone yet?
I haven't gotten those yet, so yeah, I'll be
very
good.
good.
Very good.
Excellent. Yeah, I'm crushing 6 now, so that's all way behind me. Heimdall will be finished probably by the end of this week, which is good. Sif had a massive catch-up because I opened all my premium orbs and all of my mega orbs on a stream last week because I was incredibly bored. And managed to pull quite a bit for Hela and Sif, so things are looking good there. Plus that little calendar at the moment. I'm at 227 of 300 for Hela and 190 of 300 for Sif. So... Nice. If I can get within, like, say, 1 pack range for Sif, I'll probably do it. We've got that double campaign event coming up shortly where everything will drop double shards. So that's going to be a good little farm day for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I hope that campaign bonus for the calendar is still live at that stage as well. Like if we have the calendar and that event, I think that's awesome.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I totally messed up when they had where you got the double energy on a refresh or whenever you bought it or whatever. Because like I got up all the 50 ones, then like right before it changed over, I was gonna buy all my 100 ones to double up on it. Completely forgot, and then we realized it 10 minutes after it reset. Like crap, because I had to run to the store to get some groceries. So I miss it on that. I'm still very well on track for that second strike milestone, so I will be getting all of those. Even though I hate blitzing.
Nice, yeah.
I'm doing it anyways.
Oh man, we're definitely going to be talking about that this week, about how just blitzes. I mean, I feel like we say this after there's every major character that drops. It's like, well, that's it. Blitz is definitely dead now. It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
But I mean, good God, I think I've used the nail in the coffin analogy so many times. I'm going to have to find some new disturbing metaphor
We're
instead.
going to need a bigger coffin. We ran out of room for
need a bigger
nails.
coffin. Exactly. Alrighty then. Now I believe you want to update the folks on your DD3 progress. Is that right?
So it's time for a DD3 check. I am going to finish Node 8 either today or tomorrow. So I'll be on the Cosmic. I've got only 3 characters that are ready to go, so it's going to be slow going. Once we get these milestones, though, for the second strike milestone, I will easily have Minerva in there. And then I'm leaning towards Thor, just because I'm not going to have enough for Hela. Because, I mean, he's going to be the automatic damage. It won't be every day, it won't be every run, but with Loki in there, especially if I can get the Loki summons off, those charge Thor's passive, right? If they die?
Yeah, it does. And it does carry over, yeah. I've seen that before. In fact, I've seen it work against me too. I'm pretty sure there was a Thor in one of those early nodes where I logged in one day and then like had to try and get the RNG where I didn't eat the Thor. I had to try and kill him first. So yeah, that was a fun day. So it definitely does as far as I'm aware.
So, yeah, definitely leaning towards him as my 5th. Because I don't have Black Bolt. And I won't for a while. I will be getting him, but I mean, I'll probably be done with Cosmic before Black Bolt comes. I don't know. We'll have to see since it's the end of April.
You reckon you're going to crush it within a month? Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, we'll have to see. But I mean, my only other option would be Hela, but she's going to be so far away because she costs 75 of those mini uniques, which I do not have those. So, yeah. And I figure since I have Thanos, he can feed energy to Minerva, so I'll be able to get her ult off a little more often. So that would be nice.
Yeah, I've been holding off on doing anyone at the moment, just until I finally get through the base nodes, obviously, and then decide what I'm going to do for global. But part of me, seeing now that Proxima Midnight, who's our main topic of discussion today, she's cosmic skill, dude.
Yeah, I need to see her stats, though, and her energy.
Yeah, I know.
Because, I mean, she has some nice things, but if she's not good enough, then... especially, I mean, for me, there's a little bonus since I have Thanos. So she might be good, but I mean, will we be able to even get her up high star-wise enough for it to matter? That will be the question.
Well, early? Probably not. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on like what your timing priority is to get this done, I guess. So you're the hare in this case, and I'm taking the turtle approach. It's the opposite of our usual DD, so it's good.
Yes.
Oh, that's good, mate. Good to hear. Good to hear. Are you ready for some news of the week?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, we're going to tell some news there. All right, so there was one announcement just after we posted last week regarding the Widowmaker calendar. So there was quite a few folks that kind of got caught in the crosshairs of people that should have been given the calendar for Captain Marvel but weren't. So they said that they'd had solutions for most people, but the ones that they didn't, Roy, were people who started an account somewhere like, say, mid to late during the Widowmaker calendar, but didn't finish it. So for those people, they said they were going to let them have another go, but they didn't really know how to do that yet. And the other ones were people who used to play the game, but you could tell by their activity that they had actively been away from the game during the calendar and have come back since. So there's a lot of people it seems like they didn't really have a solution for. And I don't know what that means now. I guess it goes for a fair while, so they could drop them in late maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, hopefully they get those to the people who didn't get it. Because, I mean, she's so good. It would suck to miss 100 because she's just so hard to get. You only have like a 5% out of like a small drop to get her in the milestone orb. So I mean, they should put her in other orbs at least. Make her.
Absolutely, because if you track the progress that we all made back then, like when she joined the game, like the way that she changed the dynamic, especially of Alliance War and defense, I think for players getting that for free, it was such a massive boost. I mean, I still remember, I have not gotten a character in this game more wrong from reading their stats than Captain Marvel.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember reading those predictions. I was like, no, she's not going to change much. And then, yeah, she became the defining defending squad back at that time.
She's quite nasty.
Absolutely. Very nasty. Okay, now let's talk about this latest blitz that was on a couple of days ago. Good God, Red Skull, folks.
Yeah.
Obviously, you had kind of the perfect storm of things leading into this. You had, it's been a little while since a really good character was in Blitz, so they're always big, especially on the first round. Then we had coronavirus, so there's more people with free time than we've probably ever seen in the 2-year lifespan of this game so far.
Yep.
And then on top of that, you've got this calendar, which is really, really good, which we're going to talk about later in the news, that rewards you for doing more blitz. So you add all that together, these scores were insane, mate.
Oh, yeah.
Insane. I mean, for top 2,000, right, which is really where it matters. If you're sort of, I guess that used to be the barrier for if you got that, you were kind of a progressive player, right? That was 19.6 million in this.
Insane.
It was 19.6 million, right? It is absolutely insane, this. And the guy that won was something like, here we go. So Huang Tiubao was 69 million.
Nice.
69 million, followed by 61, 54. Like there was a gap of like 8 million between number 1 and number 2.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Man, I have to admit, and I've said this before, and I don't want to get too conspiracy theory, with how much I've seen that bot site spending good, solid advertising money on YouTube, there must be some people using this. I'm not saying it's those people up on top. We know there are some people that spend obscene amounts of money on this game. Just look to our buddy Tadano, the guy that finished DD3 in a couple of days.
Yeah.
All right, it's insane. And these guys are probably legitimate, but the inflation has been so disproportionate over probably the last 4 or 5 months. It definitely has this vibe like something else is going on.
Yeah, I mean, they wouldn't keep advertising if they're not making money off of it because they're not just going to burn money. So, yeah, there's definitely some people using it. So not very
crazy,
good.
man.
And they totally blew away the predictions, these scores. I knew it was going to be crazy because of the virus going around and people at home, and then the milestone calendar is like, yeah, I'm just gonna go. I'm just gonna do it for the milestone points. I got like 5 million, so that was good for me. Still got 10%, top 10%. So it's like, I'll take that.
Yeah, I don't even know what I placed now, to tell you the truth. But yeah, I just did as many blitzes as I could when I had some free time, which is not many, to be fair. But yeah, I mean, enough to get some good points up on the scoreboard. And yeah, I manipulated that calendar I bought all of my refreshers up to 100 cores on that first day, waited till midnight came, and then did exactly the same thing again before the event left. So that calendar we're going to talk about later is pretty good. It's probably one of the best free-to-play things I've done for a while.
Oh, yeah.
Now, top 100, if you're interested, Roy, was 31 million.
God.
31 million.
Dumb.
I remember getting into that like within 12 months. Like it was not that long ago. I remember getting into top 100 with like 17 or something.
Yeah.
Right? The inflation has nearly doubled. It's starting to get into like World of Warcraft currency broken, right?
Yep.
You know how there's like so many people that were farming free gold that like it just became ridiculous. The numbers just didn't seem real anymore.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's pretty crazy. So yeah, I mean, good luck for people who are trying to unlock that lad on round 2 if you haven't been opening some of his cores. But I've seen a lot of people that actually did spend their cores on Red Skull. I've seen a lot of 180 pulls over the last week.
Yeah, I don't know why. I guess they like War a lot, or they just like the character. Because, I mean, he's not doing much outside of War defense, which you don't even get to play him, so I don't know.
Yeah, I saw his second pack there the other day, and I was like, man, with 1 red star, it's like, what's the point?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, if I had more red stars on him, I might have actually thought about bumping him up to 5 stars, which I think just from milestones, I'll get bloody close on the next one anyway. And I think with the next blitz, we're getting him regardless, right?
Yeah.
Is that it's not just mega orbs for the bottom. So yeah, I think we'll be fine. It's just some big numbers, man. So yeah, for me, I mean, I think for me, I look at time, and I said this to you off air, that I look at 3 days of hell and then still missing out if you haven't hit 20 mil. I'll gladly pay $20 to avoid that, right? For the right character. I mean, I don't know if I'm going to spend $160 going forward like some of these other characters. Good God.
It's pretty
But
ridiculous.
we'll see. Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Now, there have been some delays announced, Roy, which I think every time for the last 2 years we've gone, oh, God, Star-Lord, delayed again. Oh, Groot, now he's gone too. Cyclops? What Cyclops, lol? We have given them insane amounts of grief. Now, we're assuming this is because of obviously coronavirus. Maybe it's the Scopely, maybe it's a combination of two. But to be honest, I could not be happier seeing these announcements for delays, right?
Absolutely.
So the Black Bolt Legendary event was scheduled to come back in mid-April, around 15 days from this recording. You're probably hearing it inside that, for mid-April. And now they've bounced it back to late April, which gives us another 2 weeks, or realistically a total of 1 month from now, to finish that Asgardian farm. I think this is great for a lot of people.
Absolutely. It was going to be close for me. I was already starting to refresh the War Store like I talked about, just to make sure I would get there. But then this dropped. I was like, woo, that was very nice. And then plus I put in the 10 more of her and the milestone thing. So it's very, very good. Very nice that this happened.
Absolutely. I couldn't be more stoked. But the real question here is as well, so there's another 2 delays, and then I'll come back to, I guess, this question. So the Ebony Maw Legendary event was going to be in mid-May. Now it's going to be the end of May, meaning we'll have 1 month after the Black Bolt event until we see the Ebony Maw event. So again, that's hopefully good. And then the second round of the Symbiote Spidey milestones will be coming back as well. It was supposed to have been this week. Now it's been delayed until at least after April 15th.
Yeah, I don't know why they delayed the Spidey ones, but I mean, I guess it gives us more time to save up some gold so you can hit that every day.
Well, there's one big thing I'm hoping they haven't delayed, and that is the supposed Red Star fix plan. Remember, they promised that on the middle of April. Now, they've been given the biggest get out of jail free card as many companies have recently, which is, sorry guys, couldn't get it done on time. All about that coronavirus. So, look, I hope that that's one thing that stays to time. I really want this updated news on how they're improving the quality of Blitz, man, because that thing needs an overhaul. Alliance War's a bit sketchy. But going back to my big question, Roy, is when are they going to drop the other 2 farmable Inhumans?
That would be 2 weeks before the event.
Well, let's think about this. When did they drop these guys? About 4 weeks out from the event when it was supposed to run, right? Was it the start of this month? For Hela and Sif?
You mean for the first run? Oh, yeah.
No, I'm talking about like when
yeah,
did they
right.
make Hela and Sif farmable this
Oh,
time
yeah.
around?
So they made them. They just put Sif in like 2 weeks ago, 1 week ago, 2 weeks ago,
Okay.
I think.
2 weeks ago, okay. So you would have had about 3-ish weeks. So if you follow the same thing, then I guess, yeah, somewhere in the next about 3 weeks from now, we should start seeing either Crystal or Karnak in the game. Because, yeah, we need one of those to complete the 5 if you do indeed get Black Bolt, because they've made him necessary, obviously.
Well, you need 2. You need from Yo-Yo, Karnak, and Crystal. So they have to make all 3 of those farmable.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, Yo-Yo is so good, I'm assuming that everyone is just going to get her anyway. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're not going to run anything without Yo-Yo, but it's going to come down to where they put her, of course. You're exactly right.
Yeah, she's going War Store or a note, like the last note of Nexus. That's like what they're going to do with her. 100%. One of those horrible options. And you know, since it is the first run of this, they're going to make it as hard as possible. So I'm assuming they're going to do it only 2 weeks before. So they did a little sooner on this one since it's the second run. So, you know, they loosened the reins a little bit, but this time it's going to be on like you really need to buy if you want this the first time. I hope not, but you know, that's, you know, looking at their past behavior, that's how Fox Next rolls.
Yeah, and they're definitely heading more towards sort of Galaxy of Heroes type territory as well, with going legendary, needing legendary. So I think there's a chance, because this is the first time you'll be farming this new legendary, Ebony Maw. I think there's a very good chance that it will be Wales only, getting him on the first time round. Like, it just feels like that might be the way. Maybe they put him in randomized orbs or something, so people feel like they have a chance.
I hope not. But yeah, just save as much as you can of everything if you want to try to get him the first time. Like all your orbs that you can, they might put them in there. Save your gold, save your cores in case you need to refresh a node or even a store.
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see how dependent Ebony Maw is on the Black Order's kit. Because if he is only good with Black Order, it's going to be very easy for people to skip him. Because if you're not wailing out for the whole team, there's no point wailing out to get him in the first place, right?
Yeah. I'm thinking he'll probably have some use outside of it, because they usually do one or two in a team where they can be used outside. But yeah, stuff like Proxima Midnight, she's only going to really be good in Black Order.
Yeah, I have a feeling that probably the thing that he does more than anything is like maybe brings multiple stones to Thanos or something, or you have to have him or Thanos won't power up. There's probably something in there specifically that, yeah, I think it's going to be really important, but I'll be curious to see if he is just OP by himself, like in the way that Black Bolt has been.
Yes. I think they're going to make him good since he's legendary, so they have to make him good in multiple ways.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. You kind of think he's going to be a controller. I mean, I was quite surprised to see Midnight being a controller, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought she'd be like Brawler or something in that ballpark. But, I mean, Corvus would have been, I suppose. So.
Yep.
All right, so that campaign is coming soon, folks. We'll have some more information on that, obviously coming soon. But it looks like they're going to give us the opportunity in that campaign, if I'm reading the blog post right, where you can actually play as the Black Order together, which I think is a very, very smart thing for them to do. Yes. This used to happen in Galaxy of Heroes, mate, that when they had the marquee events and you got to play as the new team as they launched the first character, you used to get so excited when you saw how those synergies work that if you were a spender, that defined whether or not you bought them.
Yep.
Right? I think it'd be very smart for them to start doing it.
Yeah, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's like, how can you not do that? Now, will they have all of them and Thanos, like the whole 5 in there? That would be the interesting. I would think they'd have to if they really want people hyped up. If they see how stupidly strong Thanos is when he's empowered, then yeah, they should definitely do that.
Well, they did do the one clever thing, obviously, of handing off Thanos to everyone, basically. Like, with all the things they put out at the moment or coming soon, I don't know what it is because I can't see it, with, you know, Thanos' old events coming back, like the old campaign. Yep. That means a lot of newer players are going to get him. So that might generate some excitement for some of those newer whales and newer Krakens to want to basically race straight into the latest meta. I think it's great. I think there's some good things about it. I think it is going to be blocked off from a lot of people still, though.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the double legendary requirement.
Yep, definitely.
Or, yeah, we're interested to see how your arena shakes up, bud.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty nasty. There's more and more whales that are popping up in mine because they keep merging them, I'm sure. But, yeah, there's quite a few that are spinning. A lot of them I see in DD3, too, so they are whaling hard.
Well, I'd say the thing that gives me some hope, though, is that how effective that team is going to be, A, how hard did they whale? Like, did they get them past 5 or 6 yellow stars? And B, did they get lucky on reds? Because as we all know, if they got unlucky on reds, they might have the most meta team in the game. But if you're going in there and punching them in the face with a, 7 red star, what have you got that's big? Something. Fatty Rhino or something. You can still punch holes in them,
Yep.
So... Yeah.
Well, that's why they're all going through DD3, so they have the automatic guaranteed promotion credits.
That's a good point. Yeah, fair timing.
Yes.
Fair timing. All right, so we'll talk about Proxima Midnight's full kit in the main topic, because obviously that's something we're very excited about. So let's get down to the anniversary events. So we've started to see them in-game. We've already had the double campaign day, where for every refresh that you got 200 instead of 100. And also the gold day, which was today. Yeah. There's upcoming double shard rewards somewhere in the next few days, which is great. But we also had the anniversary calendar, Roy. So we'll talk about the bug in a moment. But outside of that, how have you found this calendar?
You keep calling it calendar, it's the milestone. So people are going like, oh, because there actually is an anniversary calendar also that we've been getting.
Same
so.
shiz.
No, it's different because the anniversary is the login. It has the.
Let's get bogged down in nomenclature.
Well, actually, you know those people that are like that. Anyways,
I'm aware.
But yes, the milestones. I love them. I love them. Love them. Because it is, you can get them free to play if you grind it out and do the stuff. Which is, in the old ones, some of the old ones, like you just had to wail out on orbs. That was the only way you were getting it. So it's very nice. I'll be able to finish off my Cosmic guys and get a decent start on more City guys for DD3. Plus it's got the 10 shards for the Sif, for Hela, for the Inhumans. That's nice. 5 red star Magneto. That's a nice upgrade. Nothing crazy, but there's also the SBCs in there. Everybody needs tens of thousands of those, so that's nice. So all kinds of great stuff. Promotion credits. So a fantastic milestone. I'm actually very impressed that they put all this good stuff in there.
Absolutely. I mean, credit where it's due, man. We said, look, celebrate the year, right? Do it right. Yes. And I think they have between this and, of course, in our mail this week, we all got was it 760 cores, 140 T formats, some gold orbs, some red upgradey things, I think, was the last thing.
Credits, yeah.
Promotion credits. So, yeah, I mean, it definitely kicks the pants off what they did last year. Not that was hard. But, I was genuinely surprised. It was much more generous than I anticipated it being. It falls in the category of free stuff with minimal work is always a good thing.
Yes.
And, as a result of them doing a good thing, I actually bought an energy pack because I've always said I reward good, positive things. So,
I've actually been buying the one for cores in there. That you can get the, what do they call them? The little things you need to open the anniversary orbs.
Anniversary
the
credits?
300 one, yeah. So I've been buying the 3 of those each day, which is kind of expensive, but it's like less blitzing I have to do, so I'll take it. So I'm well ahead of the schedule because you need to hit about like 4,200 points a day, approximately.
Oh, wow.
So I'm well past that each day, so I'm doing good. Hopefully I won't have to blitz every single day. 2-3 rotations. Anytime I can cut that down, I'm good.
Absolutely. That's worth 450 cores right there.
Oh, yeah.
Now, PSA, though, if you have those milestones or you haven't started yet, stop collecting them right now, okay? Don't click on them and accept them because there is a bug. There wouldn't be a discussion about something great and new to the game if they didn't have some sort of back-ended slap. Yeah. So, look, it does seem like a simple mistake. They're aware of it. They haven't said exactly how they're going to make good for people. But it seems the common thread is milestone 33. Yeah. Now, they're saying that they're tracking it and that even if you weren't on 33 or you can keep opening them, they'll make you whole, don't worry. I don't trust that. So I would advise folks, just stop until they confirm the bug has been fixed. Don't open the anniversary milestones unless you desperately think you need something. But definitely don't, 100% do not touch 32 and 33. We know those ones are broken. What it does is it basically completes, for some people it completes like another 2 or 3 calendar nodes. Sorry, milestone nodes. And then for some people it finishes the whole rest of it, right? But you don't actually get the rewards. Yeah, I saw a couple of photos today where people had just had the rest of it grey out like they'd finished, even though they didn't claim them. So that's pretty rough, especially because that's where all the good stuff lies. So how they resolve this over the next week is going to be pretty important because if you have all these wonderful rewards and then people don't actually get them, that's a big deal. So I put in my ticket today because unfortunately that's how I found out there was something wrong. Yeah. So I'm like, man, they give you the message of, well, we're watching this and we're thinking about what to do. And you're like, all right, so how about free stuff? That'd be nice.
That's the weirdest bug. Like, how does that even happen? I don't understand. It's like, how is it just like tied to the other ones somehow, like by accident? I don't understand.
Well, I thought it was strange because I only had I opened 2 more of those orb things because I think I'd finished a blitz run and I spent all my Cane Pan energy in like 1 hit, right? Yeah. So it was enough to open 2 of the orange ones. Yep. And in those orange orbs, I mean, bunch of good stuff, I should say. But then it was like there was 4 milestones to complete and I was like, wait a minute. So I clicked on the first one, the second one, and then it skipped to 35. I was like, wait, what? what is this? And then went to Discord, and of course everyone's just like, oh, has anyone else seen this? I'm like, oh, no. So yeah, I saw Cerebro talking about it on the forum. So it sounds like, yeah, that'll be a thing.
Yeah, so I benefit by going slower. I'm only at 24.
Yeah, I just stopped clicking on it, man. Like, I mean, I know that you like to stockpile yours anyway for triggering things, but yeah, ultimately I'd advise everyone to stop if you don't absolutely feel like you need to right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Better safe than sorry.
No shit. Now, man, I've been quite impressed with these orange orbs, I must say, the anniversary orbs. I haven't had the luck a lot of people have where they seem to be pulling the red orb materials like on every other pull, but I have been getting a lot of T4, which I'm stoked about.
I've been getting nothing but T4 in the middle. I'd rather have the red star things, but that's how it goes.
No, it's been good. I've been quite happy with this whole event, actually. If they did more things like this, I mean, I'd probably call more often on things like campaign energy. The one thing I will say I was a bit bummed out about, and there's obviously, I think this is where they realized there might have been a bug beforehand, is the original mail about this said that we'd also get points, not just from campaign energy, not just from blitz attempts, but also from raid and your daily activities.
Yeah, and arena.
Oh, it's arena as well. Yeah, right. So, yeah, obviously none of that's active. They're saying that the arena ones might come in on the next patch, and they're saying that the daily milestones will. And I think, did they say it was the blue materials will shift elsewhere?
Yeah, they're shifting that to one of the other ones. I think the villains one or something.
Yeah, something like that. So, yeah, all in all, more bad than good, which is definitely progress. I can't say too many bad things about this one. I think this is actually a really good step in the right direction, and I hope they continue this theme for the rest of their third year.
I think you had a what do you call it, a Freudian slip there. You said more bad than good. I assume you meant more good than bad. You're probably so used to saying more bad than good.
Yeah, exactly. It's just conditioning.
Yes. So more good than bad.
So look, I mean, because obviously, people say, oh, you guys are so negative on them so often. It's because, well, that's the kind of the news of the week. When they do good things, we applaud them, man. And I actually spent money as a result of them doing a good thing. I've always said I would reward companies doing right by the community. So, Fox Next, I'm sure you're not listening because why would you? But look, keep it up, man. Like that sort of thing. Keep doing that. You're going to keep people. And I think this year especially, and now with everything in the world, anything that makes people smile is a good thing. So
absolutely.
Let's get it on. All right, so for people who do like just repeated punishment, the sadomasochists, the people that like to be chained up, whipped, and just beaten within an inch of their life, the Red Skull second blitz is going to be coming this week. For people who like to blitz and chill and just skip one, we've got Gamora coming as well. So that'll be a nice, easy blitz to skip for most of us. Let the new players have a crack. And then we have Double Shield Day, where we're going to get double shield minions and characters, Double Kree Day as well. And then we had an update to the Alpha Orbs as well. So now when you finish runs of Alpha, you have Graviton, Namor, Strife, and Mr. Sinister in those orbs, which is awesome.
Allegedly, I've been pulling nothing but AIM and Hydra.
I know. Yeah. I haven't actually checked the drop rate. So they're supposed to be the same?
Allegedly. But no, I think Hydra's a little higher because they have a percentage all by themselves. But still, it's pretty dumb. I'm like, oh, purple. No, it's Hydra. So, yeah.
Let's have a look here. So, for Center Pillar.
Pretty crap.
Yeah, they're all 4.5. So, I mean, theoretically, they're in there somewhere. But I guess it's diluted the orb because they haven't necessarily pulled anything out, have they?
No, they have
Let me open my 4 now. No. So, that's Disappointment, followed by Disappointment. That's literally, that's 6 Minerva. Like, not Minerva, what's her name? Mystique. There's 8 Strife, so that breaks that up. Let's see if we can get anything decent on the last pull.
But speaking of Strife, so look, he's going to the Blitz store.
Absolutely, it's going to be our next thing. So I actually pulled him on a Mega Orb today. Oh, wow. So I went from not having him unlocked the other day because, I just didn't touch him at all. I think that was when my kid was on her way. Yep. I had him from literally nothing, not unlocked. And I had 1 premium orb early when I did my big run of opening everything. Mm-hmm. And then I unlocked him. Now he's at 58 of 80. Nice. Like he's on his way to 4 stars. So, yeah, he's coming along.
Not that you really need him because he's only for like Alliance War defense really at this point. But, yeah.
I feel bad for him because, I have so many like really good potential characters. And I shouldn't be referring to Strife as good potential character. I think he's okay. Cyclops, level 1, tier 1. Ghost Rider, level 1, tier 1. Blob, level 1, tier 1. Strife. Who else have I got down here? What's her name? The brawler chick. Chavez,
Yeah.
she's down there.
Oh, yeah.
Classic.
Your roster's starting to look like mine with all them level ones. At the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, there's just not enough training mats, and I'm just not blitzing enough to justify taking everyone up now. So I got to be more economic. Toad as well, he's quite low.
Well, Strife is really good when there's two of them and they're buffed way up, like in DD3
Oh my
and
god,
Node 4.
yeah, which is where I am now. So I'm having fun.
Oh,
with
you
that.
finally got
that
past
AOE
Node 3,
that
all
those
right.
guys do. Well, I remembered to log in twice this
All
week,
right.
so that's definitely helped. Yeah. My God, my world is so busy right now. Good God. Now let's move into the thing that I always love, Roy, which is the new character and new kit where I can get my creative juices flowing. In regards to Proxima Midnight.
As long as those are the only juices you get flowing.
Oh, so I'm not allowed to drop comments like that? I see how this is. God, give a guy edit control. This is what happens, folks.
You can
All right.
dance around it, but you just can't be all up in it.
I think I have for quite a long time now, let's face it. All right, so let me read this straight from the blog post first of all, then we'll talk about the kit. So Proxima Midnight, one of Thanos' loyal generals. Proxima Midnight is a member of the Black Order, a group of deadly fighters who aid Thanos in his quest to conquer life throughout the universe. She's a master combatant with superhuman abilities and wields a spear forged by Thanos that contains the power of an active star. Proxima is also the wife of Black Order member Corvus Glaive, and her abilities feature some unique synergies with him. Is a controller who gains assist from Corvus on basics and hinders enemies with stun, slow, and reduces speed bar. I don't even think I need to read the kit to know I'm going to want her hard, right? Stun, slow, and speed bar. They're like my favorite 3 mechanics in the game for raids.
Yes.
So yeah, this is good.
Yes.
All 4 members of the Black Order grant Infinity Stone to Thanos' gauntlet at the start of his first turn. So there's a lot of things about this, of which Proxima grants him the Space Stone. When he has all the Infinity Stones requiring all 4 Black Order members, Thanos becomes empowered, which unlocks a set of mighty abilities. We'll have more information on the rest of the Black Order and he's empowered in future blogs, so stay tuned. So she's villain Cosmic Skill Controller Black Order. Now, once upon a time, Cosmic Skill would not have been a combination that excites me, but if you compare to the rest of them out there, you've got Gamora, meh. You've got Sif, who's not bad, but very situational and very Red Gear dependent, and now we have Proxima. So, you know, if she turns out to be awesome by herself, which jury's out on that one, she could be very good.
Yes. Now, when I first saw this, I was like, I might be able to clone Ebony Maw.
Yeah.
But then I looked at the speed for Thanos, and it is decent. So as long as Proxima Midnight is fast enough, faster than Thanos, he will still probably go before, what's his face? Sinister, so you won't be able to clone. Ebony Maw to empower him, I don't think. There was something, maybe I messed it up, but
Yeah, I would have had to have thought that they've thought ahead of this. But I mean, I have to admit, if there's any campaign nodes right now where there's the ability to clone, like they give you a free Mr. Sinister and you're going up against like an enemy Thanos, so you could potentially have 2 empowered Thanoses, that'd be pretty sweet.
oh god. Nice.
Yeah. Welcome to DD4, guys. That's what the next one's going to be.
Yep.
All right, let's talk about this kit. So her basic Starless Strike, it's going to attack the primary target and clear 2 positive effects and gain an assist from ally Corvus Glaive. Can't be blocked, and if Corvus is an ally, it can't be dodged either. That is a great basic.
Yes, very nice.
I mean, clearing 2 positive effects by itself is really good.
Yeah, we'll have to see what her focus turns out being. I assume it's going to be high since she's controller.
Yeah, one would think so. And then I'm assuming that Corvus is probably going to have something ridiculous on his basic on the assist, like defense down or something. So then you're getting like clearing and defense downing, which is just a tank killer, which would make me very happy, actually.
Yeah, I mean, we haven't seen his kit yet, but I'm assuming he's who you want to have high red stars on, just because of the assist.
Yeah, well, he's the one where it was always more about his spear. Like, his spear was the one that always messed things up and was always, like, really piercing. So I feel like a lot of his moves are going to have defense down if they've thematically done him the right way. But, yeah, time will tell. I'm looking forward to seeing it, though. So then her special, which you start off with full energy for it, it's a 4 cost and you start with 4 energy. So medium sort of cooldown, which is not bad. Attack the primary target for damage and give them offense down for 2 turns. Chain to 3 targets within 2 spaces of the previous target for damage and also give them 2 turn offense down. And then dodge breaks this chain. I'm willing to bet Foxnext will do a dodgy here, and you'll only get the offense down for 2 turns if you T4 this.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. I wouldn't say that's the greatest special in the game. It's okay. But yeah, nothing to write home about, I guess.
Yeah, nothing crazy good.
Now, there's ultimate, though. Whew. Its energy cost is 5. You start off with 3. So this is going to be a turn 2 ability for her unless someone else feeds energy early. Attack the primary target for piercing damage, lower their speed bar, stun them, and slow them.
Now, it sounds good, but we don't know how much it's hitting for. We don't know how much it's lowering the speed bar. And I assume that's only 1 turn of stun and slow. So good, but not like super crazy unless we see those numbers. Now, it's like 50% or more speed bar lowering, then yeah, that's going to be nasty.
Well, let me say this, though. Like, let's say it didn't really do that much damage because she's a controller and we wouldn't really expect it to. What if, however, Thanos could basically pick a target and, like, copy all their debuffs and spread that? Because there's not really
sure
many people right now
that
can spread stun. I think it's only... Actually, no, I don't think anyone can. Was it Scarlet Witch might have been able to? Or I don't think stun works on that.
I think they made it where no one can just because
no one can, nasty. Yeah. Well, I mean, if you're going to put it on a character, put it on the ultimate big bad guy. So that on paper sounds real good. Now, on Spawn, she's going to gain speed up, which is really good. On Thanos' first turn, if he doesn't have the Space Stone, grant him the Space Stone and give him speed up. This character can only do this once per match. On turn, clear stealth from the most injured enemy and gain focus for herself and all Black Order Thanos allies. I am a fan of that stealth clear. I cannot tell you how many irritating times someone's popped into stealth. If I've got Black Bolt, it doesn't really matter. But on the nodes where I don't have him, God, that's irritating.
That's going to wreck Asgardians, too.
Oh, mate, it's going to wreck Asgardians. It's going to wreck S.H.I.E.L.D. as well, because those little bastard operatives, the amount of times that, like, Fury will summon them in, and you've nearly got Coulson or, like, Medic dead, and then boop, just pops them out, you're like, son of a bitch. Although not that she's getting much play, I guess, in that team at the moment, but still.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, DD3, we've seen some of that. Or Ultima 7 as well. Those minions, you're like, I'll leave them. And then they hide your primary target.
Yeah,
So
you're like, ah.
I think you're right that we need to see the damage on this. But I have a feeling that, yeah, that basic is going to do something special between her and Corvus. I feel like there's going to be a good synergy there on their basics. The special, not too special, but that ultimate, I think, is going to be something to be feared.
So now that I look at it again, maybe you will be able to clone Ebony Maw and then empower your Thanos if you don't have Ebony Maw. Since it's like giving it to them the first turn when they get it, as long as they don't have it. So I don't know, we'll have to see the kits, but I mean, that would be super cool.
I mean, it's relying on one specific thing, right? Is that you're definitely going up against a full team and that you can target the guy that you need to target. Yeah. And that everyone's turn is before Thanos, which I imagine they'll do it that way because it wouldn't make sense for him. Oh, actually, no. He can go whenever because it's on the passive. So, yeah. But if anyone's slower than him, it's over. Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. That's what all 4 members of the Black Order grant Infinity Stones to his gauntlet at the start of his first turn. So, yeah. So if you don't have Ebony Maw before his first turn, then it won't give it to him. Okay. That's what I was reading. So, yeah. So you probably won't be able to do it. Okay.
Yeah, I'd have to think they've thought about this. Yeah. I mean, look, who knows? Maybe there's a way to pull it off. Like, I mean, if you get in and speed him up somehow. Like, we've obviously got to speed up Spawn for Proxima. So I have a feeling she's needing to go first so that she can kind of open up with the defense down, calling in Corvus. And that's going to sort of set up the rest of the team to probably bang out a tank pretty quickly, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have to wait until we see it, but that's what my gut's telling me at this stage. Just looking at this, I was like, well, what would I do to link with this character?
Right.
Yeah, but I like it. I don't think it's probably the greatest kit I've ever seen until we see the rest of this team. But I mean, so far so good.
Yeah, I mean, I'll have to see the stats, but I mean, if it does turn out good, she might be a good choice for DD3 since she's Cosmic Skill, which, like you said, not a lot of good choices there. So
yeah,
we'll have to see.
Her cooldowns are a bit lame. That's the only downside. I mean, she does spawn with speed up, which obviously in DD3 is awesome to have that as a passive that goes every time, because on the days where you're just literally ramming your face into the meat grinder that is DD3, to get as many of your cooldowns like back again, like on a day early is awesome. So that speed up will help. But yeah, I think the fact she's already relying on someone else for damage on her basic, I don't think so. I think it's just probably not the great choice, but who knows? Probably still better than Gamora, and maybe more flexible than Sif. I'd say so.
I mean, I guess if you're just going for someone that's fast that does damage each day, Gamora isn't the worst choice. If you're just gonna, kamikaze it each day, because she's gonna go before almost anyone.
I mean, especially if you're running a Star-Lord, because, I mean, she'll go fast enough that she can at least rip out an ult or something before anyone else goes, or a twin basic hit, something in that ballpark.
Yeah, see, I think it's still best for try to get as much AoE as you can, since there's almost always going to be 10 guys on there, so...
Yeah, and low cooldown as well, of course.
Yep.
All right, very good. Let us move into our questions from Discord, Roy. All right, so starting off with our patrons. So again, if you want to get preferences, make sure you head on over to patreon.com. So even if you're one of our $1 subscribers, you always get a priority questions area. So Bloodwalker says, as real life work explodes and free time and diet slowly gets pushed to the corner, how many burgers is Chewburger chewing on? Does he have a preference of burger? Does it matter for Roy? Man, I have definitely pudged out because I'm not allowed to go to the gym that is literally 40 meters from my door. Right, we are literally in lockdown. I ordered some kettlebells, which finally arrived, so I'm throwing them around. But yeah, man, the stress, the anxiety, the lack of sleep, not going to lie, man. I think that I'm going to crawl out of this house in a month's time, hopefully, like some kind of hibernated bear, like not just hairy, but also from fat.
Like a hairy Jabba.
Yeah. So what I have this week, burgers we haven't really had much on. We've been trying to do as much cooking as we can because we sort of stocked up on a lot of food and we don't want anyone sort of delivering to our house unnecessarily. But we did get something on the weekend. Five Guys. Had a Five Guys burger, which is pretty good. So for me, if it's a burger, I like something that's either just a big slab of like Angus, like real meat. I don't like that sort of processed crap. I mean, the rest of the bun is processed, I get it. But like a proper piece of like meat. Otherwise, those sort of like buffalo chicken spicy style burgers are pretty good.
For me, burger, I like pretty much all burgers, just no onions on it. Other than that, I like all kinds of burgers.
No onion?
No onions.
Onions good then. Onions good. He also says, with the epidemic going on, is it not the ideal time for a night nurse rework? Hey man, I've always been on board for that. That's way overdue.
Same here.
Oh my god, I got a T12 night nurse that would be just very excited.
Yes.
All right. Here we go. And isn't this the question? Jackie246, bots aside, how do people do it? I tried hard blitzing for Red Skull today. After passing 2 mil, my brain turned that off and opened up Marvel Alliance 3 to try out the new DLC my roommate bought me. The two of us had a few beers and had a great time. I think he made the right choice, if I'm 100% honest. That game is fun. I need to go back into it. I haven't played any of the DLC. I had everyone maximized at the time. Of the first release. It's a great game. But how do people do it? Man, I don't know. Just zero life. Like, it's that episode of South Park. It's like, how do you kill that which has no life?
They just grind away.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know how I used to do it, mate. I don't know where I had the time to do this and do life.
Yeah. It's pretty ridiculous.
I'd much rather just spend money and buy that time back if I want to keep playing this game, 100%.
Oh.
People just need to watch my YouTube videos so I can finance this. Come on.
There you go.
Doesn't cost you anything, guys. Just play it in the background on a list and help a brother out. All right, so Grim Nos, how many burgers could a Chewburger chew if a Chewburger could chew burgers? Let me think. Like, I know after like some like... when I've been training for something like hard for months, when I was actually, I don't want to use the word athlete, but I mean, I was pretty fit and pretty strong for a while. Used to do like those adventure races and things like that. I remember when I did not eat a single bad thing for like 4 months straight, and yeah, I got ripped, man. And yeah, I was training for this thing. It was like a 21K adventure course. Finished that, cracked my first beer like on the finish line. I don't know where it came from, still to this day, but there is a photo of me smashing a beer like a meter away from the finish line. And yeah, I remember that night I was so tired because obviously it was 21 Ks. It was the wettest day and one of the coldest days on record for August in that part of Australia, which meant that the mud, like the whole course wasn't supposed to be full of mud. It was only supposed to be certain sections. And then, yeah, it was 21 Ks in like every step that you took, you sank like a foot. Like it was just exhausting, bro. So I remember being so hungry on the way home, and I picked up beers at like a service station because like 2 hours back to Brisbane, and I was going to a mate's 30th birthday party. I was like, man, I'm feeling like half cut already from a couple of beers. Obviously, the combination of nothing for months and also exhaustion. So I said, just pull over to McDonald's. And yeah, I think from memory, I destroyed between there and the party where I kept drinking. I had a Big Mac, a McChicken, a double cheeseburger, a quarter pounder, and something I can't remember. And when I got to the party, I was still hungry.
Wow.
Like I must have exhausted every shred of glycogen in my body. I woke up looking like I was fucking pregnant, right? It was unbelievable, man. Yeah, so that's probably if we say how many could I eat, I do not think I could have put anything more in my body than I did that day, except for maybe when I went to Germany. I think if you look at the amount of calories that I've had every time I go there between liters and liters of beer, because that's how they serve them in a liter per Stein, and then of course you're like smashing a pork knuckle. Have you ever eaten a pork knuckle?
I have not, no.
Okay, Google it, man. It is a slab of meat, my friend. A delicious, very, very, very meaty, very, very fatty part of the pig. But good God, it is, yeah. And then like sausages and whatever. What about you, man? What's the biggest burger haul you've ever put away?
I've never eaten like tons of burgers at a time. I'm more of a pizza guy. My record is 32 pieces at a pizza buffet. No crust, of course, but
What's that, like 4 pizzas?
something like that.
Good
Like
God.
the last half was only like the taco pizza. That's all I could stomach at that point. Anything
Right.
else is just like, but I could feel it coming back up in my throat. I think Grimnos just wants you to do some eating challenges on your YouTube. I think that's what he's really aiming at.
Look, I mean, that's probably the only kind of challenge I can complete right now. I mean, if you challenge me to walk a kilometer right now, I think I'd be out of breath. You know what the disappointing thing is, man? I actually ordered a bike to do like desert rides and that sort of stuff because we live right near a bike track where we moved to. The bike arrived, and I'm not kidding, an hour later, we got the emergency alert on our phones. Dubai is on lockdown until the 8th of April. You're like, what? Come on. So there's a bike sitting in my spare room. Literally not a meter of pedaling has been done on that bike because... Like, I actually took it out the front door. I was like, oh, man, who's going to stop me? Like, we're on the outskirts of Dubai. The security of our, like, villas is like, oh, you need to go back inside, sir. I'm like, oh, goddamn.
He's like the security guard on South Park. Hey, what are you doing?
Well, they call the cops on people. We've seen them doing it. They've been calling cops on the people's kids because, like, a few people are just going, you know what, I'm sick of you, child. Get out of my house and just go play and annoy someone else's family. So, yeah, when they go to these kids and they say, hey, you're not supposed to be outside, they'll go, whatever, security man, go F yourself. And then, yeah, they just call the cops on them. So,
Nice.
all right, JW, I think you guys should address this offer. It appears that Foxnax is really tightening the grip on SIF shards. Do you think this is the Scopely effect on MSF? So the order that he's linked is save over 70% with this amazing offer and get 100 shards on one of these characters. Killmonger, Sif, Black Widow, and Karnak. So this isn't actually new. They've done this for a while, and the theme is always the same, mate. It's 2 characters that you really, really want and 2 characters that you probably don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, although we'll say for a lot of people, I think that's a good pack. Like, there'd be a lot of people that wouldn't have any of those 4 characters maximized.
Yeah, 3 out of 4 is decent for most people. And like a new player, I mean, Black Widow, isn't anything like she used to be, but still,
Yeah.
she's decent. So
Yeah, if there was one more, like if it was 3 out of 4 that I didn't have, I'd think about a pack like that, not going to lie. But yeah, the fact I know I'm just going to pull nothing but Killmonger and Black Widow, it's not going to happen.
yeah.
Just too much RNG for my liking. Just let me buy what I want to buy, guys. Come on.
Yep.
All right, Grimnos, do the anniversary orb milestones get you guys to Blitz? More than it did, but not enough where I was trying to compete at all. And you were kind of the same, right?
Yeah, I just did it for the anniversary milestone, so just did a little more. I did actually push up to the over 5 million because that's what the predictions were, but they were way off. So I could have probably quit earlier, but oh well. I needed the extra stuff for the anniversary milestone, so
Yeah.
no biggie.
Absolutely. All right, that's it for the Patreon questions this week. Now into Gen Pop. So Matches Malone. Is it just me or is the Tadano bonus drops a joke? Like they say, ooh, bonus, and then you get 0 shards. I'd rather have a guaranteed drop on each than double. What say you? Yeah, RNG sucks is kind of the message of this game, really. And mobile gaming as an industry, let's face it. Yeah. See, I agree, man. I'd much prefer guaranteed shards if we could get it. General Galvatron, if you could remove a single character from the game for a day, who would it be? Ooh. I tell you what, if I was still on Node 3 on DD3, I would remove Miss Marvel for a day. All of them. All of them. Yeah, all Black Panther.
Well, clearly the only answer is Ravager Stitcher because he's so meta and just breaks the games.
But I heard that if you delete him as a character, that basically the universe as we know it would implode into a singularity, of which we would all be crushed a slow
Absolutely.
and depressing death.
I would remove Black Bolt because a lot of people that spend and think that makes them look good or that they are good at the game, they wouldn't know what to do.
With Black Bolt?
Yeah.
That'd change Arena a lot, I tell you that.
They're like, oh, what do I do? I can't use my brokenly overpowered character.
Yeah, man. All right, Lance is better than you. What is the best way for a free-to-play parity to get characters to T14? I got several characters being stuck at T13 for months and seem to be making little to no progress. My friend, that is the plan that Fox Next has for you, unfortunately. Obviously, the advice is make sure you check those calendars all the time. Make sure that you are only really using that currency for either characters that you really need in the War Store, if you're really trying to get a Black Bolt, for example. But if T14 is your priority, save all that currency for that and only that. None of the other orange gear, none of the other characters. But if you knew, I don't know if that's a luxury that you have, brother. I have a feeling that you might just want to play the game. But taking advantages when they do these calendars and milestones, this is the second time we've seen this now where they've been quite generous with how much of that they've dropped. So, yeah.
Well, actually, even third time if you count Cyclops, it was a little less on that, which I didn't
Sure.
do, but they did have that on there. And yeah, I mean, me even more so than Chew, but we both, when they first announced it, we were working on it like months before it came out. We're refreshing the supply store twice every time.
Yeah.
Twice every reset. So you have to focus on it pretty hard to get in. That's the only way I got in on day one.
Yeah, and my advice comes back to this as well for new players as well, is that there's really no reason to race to the finish line on this. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's really no reason to barrel all the way through to the end of this thing, and then, you don't have Furies, or you don't have all these other amazing characters that you could have been farming in the meantime. So I think look at what's going to give you the best bang for buck across your roster. Because the reality is you're going to end up in DD3 at some stage, right? You just buy passive rewards eventually, and buying the right things out of stores, it'll happen. If it's a major priority because you don't have any big red stars, then yeah, you're going to have to farm it pretty frequently. And maybe use those cores to refresh twice a day in either the supply store or the war store, or both.
Yeah, so the best thing is getting 5 characters that you're going to use in a lot of other things. As long as one of them is Phoenix, you can get in and get started. Then you don't have to try to rush and get other ones up because you're going to be working on it for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, Phoenix and Colossus alone will get you to Node 7. So, yeah,
Yep.
do it.
And then that's a brick wall. You'll need more.
All right, Johnny Hookshank just gained access to DD1, and I was wondering what the best squads to bring in. The only squad I can use right now is for Guardians. Just curious if I should focus on another squad. So I had just unlocked Fury the first time that came around, DD1, and I was able to one-shot, I think, 70% of that thing. Like, it was ridiculously easy for Shield. So if you can get your hands on Fury and the original Minion Squad, that destroys DD1. Yeah, that's probably my main recommendation from back then. There's a lot of incredible characters that have come along since then. Guardians will probably go okay in there, but only really if you've got Minerva. And what was the qualification for DD1?
It is 6 yellow, so I actually could not have even done DD1 when I did DD2 with her.
Yeah.
So,
and for a new player, that's going to be a massive barrier. So I would say Shield is probably your best bet, man. So Fury, Operative, Medic, Assault, and Security. That destroyed DD1 when we went through it. So, and not at high gear too. Like, it was pretty easy to do. At even, was it? Oh, did you have to have T12? I can't remember now.
No, it was just 6 yellow.
Just 6
stars.
Yeah, I remember it being really easy. There's videos I've got somewhere where I did some of these nodes. So.
Yeah, I mean, you don't really need to rush through DD1 either, so you could always, same thing with that, just keep bringing up good characters that you have at 6 yellow and use them in there. You'll eventually get through there. It's really DD2 where you need like a specific team to get through, or it's going to be rough. But I mean, there's a lot more options for that now too. So
there's
absolutely. People to get through with aim. I mean, hell, you could even do aim.
Yeah.
If you could get your graviton up to 6, that'd be the only thing.
Yeah, things that manipulate turn meter are very good for DD1. I remember that. Yep. That was the big key. General Galvatron, I'm personally in favor of the entire Black Order being an arena-dominant team. As it stands, I almost exclusively lose arena battles to teams that use high Red Star sustain characters. Arena should be built around building the powerful burst teams. What say you? You go first, mate.
Yeah, I can see that. I only lose to ridiculous Black Bolts. Like the 6 Red Star T14 variety, just because they're the tankiest character in the game and like the most damage too, which is totally balanced. But yeah.
Pair him up with a yo-yo and you're going to have a bad day. Yeah, I think I'm seeing less and less sustained teams, if I'm being honest. A lot of people, when the Black Bolt meta started to shift in, a lot of people try to double down and out-sustain it by doing like a lot of Invisible Woman and things like that, but that just doesn't work, man. They get wrecked. So I think the burst meta is already here. I mean, I'm certainly using a burst meta. Like, I run Phoenix, Black Bolt, and Hela together. Like, that opening round is a crap ton of AoE. Yeah.
I personally, I think it should be built around a team you have to play correctly to win, not just you can just go in and like push super strong buttons and I win. So no I win buttons.
Well, that's probably the thing I don't love about Black Order. I think they're going to overtune this team when they're together so hard that it's going to be like Shield. They're like, back in the day, Arena was defined by, do you want to win? Yes. Do you have Shield? Yes. Do you not have Shield? No? All right, you don't win. That was how it worked. Yeah. If you didn't have Shield, you got wrecked, man.
Except
but yeah,
for those of us that found counters and made videos about it.
Look, that took a long time, and some of those counters weren't farmable until a bit after that. And then same again, man. It depended on what type of Furies you're going up against. So yeah, different times, different things. But I remember the modified squads that were kicking around back then were interesting. Ironside, yep.
No, they're gonna have to make Black Order really strong to deal with, like the high Black Bolts and yo-yos and stuff like that. So. Be interesting to see if they get it right the first time or if they have to buff it, which they will buff it because that's what they do. The newest characters and teams, if they aren't strong enough, they will buff them. So it is worth going after them.
Well, I think this is going to be a real test of power creep because if you can have a team at 5 yellows, let's say, which is your average Kraken sort of buy-in, if you will, or your average whale buy-in, I guess. If you have a team of 5 yellows, minimal reds, smashing teams that are full of like 3 to 6, 6, 7 red stars of existing characters, that team is broken AF. And I think that's what they're going to have to do, though, because they can't rely on red stars to really sell this team. So I don't think the meta's going to change immediately the way it did with Brotherhood and the way it did with Shield, purely because all you needed was to have the team. Now you need to unlock the team, you need to have good yellows, you need to have good reds, you need to have good Stark Tech. If you don't have all 3 of those things combined, breaking existing metas is very hard to do. So I'll be curious. Like, for me to drop a 6 red star Black Bolt and a 6 red star Hela is going to take a lot.
Yeah, I think they're going to have something that blocks Phoenix going dark. Just getting rid of it completely, that's the only way. Otherwise, I mean, most people are going to be okay with their defenses still. Unless they just make it so, like, ridiculous. Like, giving him the snap and wiping out 2 or 3 of the random enemies. That's the only way I can see them breaking up teams.
Yeah, I mean, theoretically, we've already seen one of the ways that you might be able to do that, man. Like, if they're a big single-target burst team where they can annihilate single targets one by one, in Arena, sometimes that's better than AoE burst because it means for when you're going up against a Phoenix, you don't accidentally murder her. You kill her when you want to. And with Proxima being a character that reduces turn meter, let's say that that's a big ult and it reduces turn meter by 50%. As long as that goes off after she turns into Dark Phoenix, you win. Because she is quite squishy. So I think we've already seen possibly one part of that kit that is probably anti-Phoenix as well, which is you can stun her, you can slow her, and you can take away her turn meter. If you wait to use that ultimate, and it's a turn 2, so let's face it, it's very viable to be able to do that. Proxima already could be a hard counter to Phoenix anyway.
We shall see. One thing Black Order will not be good in is real-time PvP, because all they got to do is take out one of the characters with their blocking.
Yeah, get a Captain Marvel or something out early and just nuke one of the Black Order, yeah.
No, because you can like say, okay, you can't use these 5 characters when we fight, so all you have to do is take one out of the Black Order and they lose all their synergy. So real-time PvP, at least, that will always be like hybrids.
Yeah, time will tell, man. Time will tell. Ironside, just about to unlock Fury, and aware of the fact you guys feel that Shield Fury squad has dropped off recently in terms of the meta, but do you still feel they're the strongest minions-based squad, or has another taken its place? Good question.
Maybe
AIM.
a high red aim, yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I think AIM is better across more game modes now. Shield falls off pretty hard in a few. Like, I think an old-school Fury squad is definitely less intimidating and big reds than a big red AIM squad on defense. That's for sure. Yeah. And I think that's true for Blitz too. I think I have a better strike rate at the moment with AIM teams versus Fury. The problem with that team is it doesn't have big burst damage. And if you go up against a team that does, they'll just murder you before you get to do what you need to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but don't get me wrong, that squad will get you through a lot of the game for newer players, man. So, yeah, I mean, as we were just saying, it'll get you through a DD1, for example. So,
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, Moa. If Black Bolt finishes off a kill that Black Panther started, will it refill Black Panther's speed bar the same way it does when Mrs. Marvel finishes his kill? Also, Black Bolt could potentially finish off multiple tunes which Black Panther hit. Would that result in filling his speed bar by more than 100%? My understanding is yes.
I can't test that, but it doesn't count as an assist, does it? So would it even work? You might
Well, it still dies on that turn for him, though. So, I mean, it's hard to tell because a lot of the attack chains that I do when this goes off, it's usually things like Star-Lord, Rocket might do his thing, then he'll call in like a Panther, and then that triggers a Black Bolt. And then Black Bolt technically got the kill, but still he's getting it. I mean, there was an assist in there. I mean, Black Panther is a weirdly coded character, but my understanding of that one is yes. But, I mean, if you're putting Black Panther and Black Bolt on the same team, yeah, it's a bold choice. I mean, there's definitely someone better than Panther for that node. I mean, if you're on, like, Ultima 6, then, yeah, that's hilarious. That would be a hell of a fun team, man. But Ultima 7 or any other content for, like, the Greek raids, whatever you want to call them, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Oxstar, I'll give this one to you, Roy. 6 red star Deadpool for DD3, yes or no?
Not on your first run. Maybe as a second on your second run after you get all that extra orange gear from completing it. I don't think he's strong enough. He just doesn't have the stats to really hang in there, unfortunately.
Truth. All right, that's going to do it for this week, folks. So
actually, we do have a last-minute one from Chilbo Swaggins. Since he's a patron, we're gonna slip it in.
Okay. Okay, with the upcoming dialing up and down of difficulty, what looks like no desire to change time content past 5 minutes, do you think it would be a pro or a con to have buffs and debuffs carry through once you time out? seeing as Foxneck Scopely's idea of new content is to just make old content balls to wall hard, it would make at least for some pretty cool theory crafting. Let me just say, after seeing DD3 and the way that that can destroy you, I don't want things to carry across for the enemy. If it carried across for me, great. If it carried across for them, no.
Yeah, and you know it would, so that's why we don't want it. Because they would be like, oh yeah, sure, keep all the buffs on the enemies. We love that idea.
And let me give you an insight too as well. So this came up a lot where because I'm obviously, Mr. Raid. It's the one thing I've loved about this game since day one. It's why I started doing content. Yeah. This came up a lot for me. I was saying, look, you guys have designed a game that's dumb in the sense that you can't finish things in the window that you've had. So I said, extend the timer. I said, what would it cost you? I mean, the amount of burst damage these things have for Ultima 7, just, what would it really hurt extending the timer? And they said that the design team is basically heavily committed that every node they design, if it has a 5-minute timer, it should be able to be finished within 5 minutes. And they said, well, in that case, you failed your core design principle. And they said they're looking into that. They will change that in the future. That basically, with the characters that are available in the game at the time of launch, their goal is to have it so you can beat those nodes within 5 minutes. Which, of course, my next question was, okay, which of you actually tested this? And then I basically got no response and left Envoy not long after. So,
it worked when we were level 80 in T15.
Oh my god, man. Yeah. Who knows if even then. I mean, look, Ultima 7 is becoming almost doable for us now. I mean, the main issue is going to be that Ronin node, and I'm hoping that the Black Order team is the whirlwind of death that I think they're going to be, to just go in and blow that Ronin node up, meaning that our farm to the end boss every day is doable, which I think it is. So yeah, man, that's what I'm hoping for. I think they're going to be 0 heals, but marks them on power.
Yes. Now they just need to upgrade the rewards for 100% because it's so not worth it.
Yeah, I mean, raid season, sure, but I mean, there's already so many big alliances that have been coring their way there for a while that now they can pretty much do it without, really needing to core much at all. So, if you're not getting top 3, what's the point?
Yep.
Pretty much, man. Pretty much. All right, thanks for sneaking that one in there. I did not see that pop up. All right, so look, if you did enjoy this week's episode and you do have a couple of bucks lying around, I know it's a tough time, so don't feel bad if you can't right now. But if you can, of course, head on over to patreon.com/SFMOL. Tiers starting from $1 a month to support the show there. And of course, if you want to do it free to play, there is 2 ways now that you can help Roy and I earn a couple of bucks for the show. The main one, we're not earning money for this one, but it helps us grow, is head on over to Apple Podcasts and make sure that you upload a review. And if it is a 5-star review, we will read it out like Roy did at the top of the show. And we also have the A&R podcast channel as well now, guys. So that means that obviously every view that we get on that helps us get closer to monetization. And once that goes live, we might be able to use that channel to make some money for this podcast as well, which means that you can, just by listening, help us earn, 1/10 of a cent or whatever the YouTube algorithm is for that very, very low views that podcasts get on YouTube. So... But look, thanks to all of you who are still listening. Stay safe out there. And that's me for this week. Roy, take us on out of here.
Yes, I'm Big Roy Awesome on Twitch and YouTube. I'm just going to be moving to streaming only on Mondays for a while now. Just because of everything going on, and I need to get caught up on my videos on YouTube. I am up to just about finishing Node 4 on the videos, whereas in game I'm about to finish Node 8, so I'm going to try to really push harder on that and then just stream the 1 day a week. So that'll be on Mondays, 4:30 p.m. Eastern. That is going to do it. Thanks for listening. Until next time, stay tuned and stay awesome.